Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. Very excited about, mostly I'm excited about the sharing with you our milestones and achievements over the year, as well as celebrating staff and faculty through our awards programs. We've got a great slate of award winners this year. So without further ado, I'll start with just a recap of the year. There's been, every year I sit down and do this, and we collect things from different parts of the institution, and every year I'm really amazed and surprised about how much we all collectively accomplish. So I am specifically using the word we because you all have done a lot this year and have a lot to be proud about. So looking forward to sharing. And as usual, I'm going to start with some leadership transitions and with new appointments, reappointments, and some other transitions. So really excited we were able to bring in 3 new clinical chairs over the past year. I think Sheila's probably right at the 12-month point. Anna's been here a few months, and John Mullen will start in August. I really want to credit, Ed Marins does a lot of the heavy work to support these recruitments, and it's a strong partnership. Joanne and I ultimately come down and decide on who to appoint. So Sheila is our new chair of anesthesiology, and she's hit the ground running and doing great. And she has 2 important partners in this list as well, with Anna Miller in orthopedics and John Mullen coming for the Department of Surgery. So I'm really excited to bring these new leaders into DH. If I remember correctly, over the past few years, we've brought in a number of new department chairs for clinical departments, and I believe we have only 1 interim still remaining. So that is in progress. Reappointments, I'm very pleased to share with you the reappointment of Nicole Borges for medical education. I think I saw her come in the room. Yes, Nicole's in the side over there. And Marnie also is reappointment for chair of molecular and systems biology, and I think so Marnie's sitting right there as well. I have to say, this is one thing I really appreciate going through the process with each of these individuals through reappointments. You get to learn a lot about their successes in running their departments, and you get to help and work with them to grow and build that. So I feel really good about learning about their accomplishments from the peer assessments that we do. So congratulations to both of you. Transitions. So Charlie has been chair of biochemistry and cell biology since 2008. So after 17 years, he's now decided to step back from that and pursue his research program full time. He's had a remarkable impact on the department, and I think I was counting there are 7 faculty that you've recruited, or 8. I know some were here and then took a different path, but it's been a remarkable impact on the department. And we are. So, Charlie, thank you for your service in doing that, and for so long, your longevity, your perseverance in that. There will probably be an announcement about the new chair for biochemistry and cell biology coming out very soon, so just keep your eyes open for that. Also going to recognize Steve Leach, who's sitting up in the back up there, who decided to, after I think 8 years, you'll be 8 or 9 years in the role next January, and through 2 NCI core grant renewals, which I think can take a toll on anyone. So he's taken the Cancer Center just in completely new heights in different ways, through community engagement, through expanding the cancer clinical services throughout the state. You've just had your hand on so many things that have grown under your leadership. So thank you, Steve. We have formed a formal search committee to recruit a new cancer center director. That search committee is meeting this week or next week, I think. We're meeting soon. So that process will get started very soon in a formal way. And I do want to note David Lieb. I saw him here earlier. David is going to be one of the co-chairs of that search committee, as well as Carrie Rosenkrantz. So we have a a dyad from foundational science and from clinical science leading that search committee. So excited to help find our next cancer center director. So thank you all for your contributions and your leadership appointments. I also like at this point to step back, because every year there are awards, teaching awards, that are given to our faculty who participate in our MD program. And I really want to recognize these individuals. I actually have 2 slides. They won't fit on one slide. So some of these are student elected individuals, and others are faculty elected. But it demonstrates the commitment that we have and an ethos towards teaching, excellence in teaching, and in the way that they do it. So, and you can see all of the different awards, but all the different departments that are represented here for the individuals. You know most of these individuals from your experience here, and you know that a lot of different people from different parts of the institution are represented here, and also on this. These are the clerkship awards to each of the different clerkship leaders. So I just want, we all need to stop and recognize how much commitment, actually so many of this people in this community are so committed to education programs and furthering our students. And that's all the different programs. I don't show the MPH awardees yet, because that is going to be announced at the investiture ceremony, which is in a week. So stay tuned. We'll push that out publicly for everyone to see. These are for the MD program, but the MPH program will be announced soon. So let's talk about some milestones. So we've, going through the year, we went and collected a lot of data from all the different sectors of the school, and there are a lot of milestones that we recognized and reached this year. And I'm just going to read through and walk through some of them. I'll point out some specific things that I think are really important to highlight within this. On the left-hand side, the leading forward, we continue to do the forward feedback survey, and that survey, actually, the data is getting richer and richer every year because we're using the same instrument, and our response rates are going up, which is great. We'd still like to see higher responses, but that's just a data survey challenge. This year it was particularly interesting. 85% of our respondents said that they actually felt very positive about their teams. They felt very positive about their work-life balance and what they're doing in their respective roles. So there's just a lot of really good, rich data in there about how people are feeling about what they're doing professionally here. So we see that in that feedback data, and we can see the trends because we're doing it as a repeated measure. We had a lot of staff reclassifications and promotions. So we've worked hard, and Nick and Margaret work hard in our office to work with faculty and with staff, so that they know how they can progress in their careers. So the promotions process, I think, is really valuable for us. And some of those reclassifications are also promotions, so it's a combination. The Cancer Center, I actually had this on last year, because last year they went through the site visit, and it was very successful. This year they're back again, because we actually got the written reviews from that site visit, and it was really a glowing review. They were ranked in the top category. I can't remember their nomenclature. Outstanding category amongst cancer centers, and we are still eagerly awaiting the notice of award on the core grant renewal. So kind of sitting on the edge of our seats, that will show up any day now. I think with the federal government the way it is, you can all imagine it may be hung up a little bit. I'm also really proud. We had two members of Geisel community recognized by Dartmouth-wide awards this year. Laura Beidler won a Lone Pine Leadership Award. That is an awards program that Dartmouth College provides for staff members. So it's really great that Laura was recognized on behalf of Geisel. And Lisa McBride was recognized with a Social Justice Award. And I think Lisa does an enormous amount of for our community and in our community, and she and her team do such a great job. So I was so happy to see her recognized by that. Again, these are Dartmouth-wide. So for Geisel to be recognized, I think is really, it says a lot about us and what we're doing and where we're fitting into the broader Dartmouth ecosystem. Turning my attention to educational affairs, a lot is going on. We are launching the Learning Collaboratives. This is a new program for our students to give them a greater sense of inter-class bonding, if you will, so that they can have better connections. I think it's particularly important for us, given that a lot of our clerkship opportunities are not in the local area. So this is going to probably create a stronger bonding experience for our students in the MD program and their learning. We have received full accreditation of the MPH program through CEF. This is they get an 8-year full accreditation on that, which is really great. Yeah, I see some. I can't snap my finger right now because my thumb isn't working. But that's really great, and it's a testament to the administration that's running that, and also the faculty that participate there. So kudos to everyone who's in that program. We also launched, and we graduated this year, our first cohort of students in the medical Spanish pathway of distinction for our MD students. This is a new program we launched 4 years ago, with input from students, with input from our community, and we were actually successful in graduating. I think 8 students finished this program. Is that right? 8 students completed this program this year as a pathway of distinction. And for those who may not recognize the importance of this, the pathways of distinction are actually growing need for us. We're thinking about the medical Spanish pathway is one of the first we're contemplating. As the curriculum for the MD students goes more pass-fail and the licensing exams come pass-fail, we need to provide our students with more opportunities to distinguish themselves amongst their peers. So these kind of things are ways in which we can actually help support our students better. We relaunched the academy, the Geisel Academy of Educators, and that's taken on a new framework to help provide some support to faculty who are interested in education roles. And then we've completed some things I think that are really important. So for example, we completed some renovations in Dana Library and renovations in the student lounge on Remsen 3 to support our student body. And then lastly, we are launching some new health sciences education programs. They are receiving applicants now, so that they will matriculate their first class starting this summer. That's that. So our acronyms, the MSHDS, Masters of Science in Health Data Science, and MSIS is the Masters of Science in Implementation Science. So and you know, our applicant pools for those look really strong. So I think we're doing well, and I look forward to this success there. In faculty affairs, a lot going on there as well. We've launched in discussions with Joe O'Donnell, who many of you know. We have created a program which is being called the SAGE Society, which is actually to help create a sense of belonging and mentoring for individuals who, perhaps myself, might be retiring soon and looking for professional contacts, professional connections into that retirement period. So we're calling it the SAGE Society, and Erica's putting this together with advice from Joe O'Donnell. We continue with, we've also launched the Geisel Faculty Coaching Program, and Erica's done now the 3rd cohort for the BOSS program, which is her signature program that she brought here. One of the other things I think is really important is we've now got an education intensive track, faculty track, and that was conceived through a lot of discussion with our faculty leadership, the department chairs, to think about how we would frame that relative to our other faculty tracks, and that is actually live now. So we've have individuals appointed into that. So it's a brand new track for us, for faculty, and I think it's meeting an important need for individuals in our community. The office processed over 1,300 faculty appointments and actions. The bottom one I think is most important. We should all collectively applaud. We had 24 faculty go through successful promotion this year. I think it's really important that people know about that. The promotions process, faculty put an enormous amount of time and effort into their careers to achieve promotion status. There's a lot that goes into the actual evaluation of faculty and review, and so we should all collectively celebrate these promotions. And I would note 16 of those of the 24 are actually in the AMS faculty line. So, you know, these are in clinical departments, and I want to make sure people know that and recognize that you know, AMS faculty in the AMS line are actively going through and being promoted. And six new tenure track faculty, and one non-tenure track and one non-faculty academic. So a lot going on both in educational affairs and faculty affairs. So carrying on in DEIB, we were, in 2024, we were selected for a Higher Ed Excellence in Diversity Award again. That was our second consecutive year to earn that recognition. This is a recognition that we earn through the programming that we provide for our community, and it is benchmarked against other institutions, and that's why we're being selected based on what we're doing. And again, I'm going to highlight the effort and the innovation, the effort, the excitement from Lisa McBride and everyone in our DICE office, because they're really driving things in a way that you can feel it's just palpable. You can feel the difference that we have with their activities. We had the third annual MLK Service Awards luncheon earlier this winter. They created a brand new program, which is a free food alert. It's an app, actually. Then mostly it's helpful to students who are expressing a need for this. So it's an actual app that will alert people to when and where there's free food on campus. And I think it's one, so the food doesn't go to waste, and it's two, it finds people who actually have the need for it. So I think that's really good. They also launched the Leading with Compassion program. This year it was designed to improve communication skills. They launched a breast health symposium. That was a one-day symposium that brought people onto campus. A three-day symposium, thanks, Jerome. And then they also did a World Hearing Day. So that is one day. That was a one-day, 2 days. That was also a 3-day program. All right, real-time corrections here. So I just, you know, I think Lisa, her team, everyone in the office makes such an important impact on our programs, and their programming is extending to include everyone beyond students. It includes our entire community. So I'll have a little bit more to say about that at the end, but I just want to recognize how much they've done this year. It's been remarkable. On research and innovation side of things, a number of very large, what we internally refer to as mega grants, came in this year. One was a PCORI grant for the ALS-related research. The other at the bottom was a federal grant for medical innovations. And this year we actually did a lot of firsts in terms of events. So we had the first Biomedical Research Day that Sue Roberts and Steve Bernstein co-organized to celebrate the research breadth across our entire organization. Sally Kraft helped lead the Rural Health Symposium. I think I saw Sally in somewhere. I saw her earlier. And then we had others. We had the Single Cell and Spatial Transcriptomics Symposium. We held a third annual Digital Health Summit. This was something launched a few years ago by Lisa Marsh and her team. I think I saw Lisa up there. So it was so popular and so well received that we are now on our third iteration, and I think it will go on in perpetuity. It's an important topic. We also held an inaugural Innovation Summit. So this is about, this was a Dartmouth-wide event that was hosted by Geisel to bring together Dartmouth alumni and some select faculty in the entrepreneurism and innovation space, and that was our first ever attempt at pulling that group together. It was very interesting. Every single invitation we sent out was accepted, which suddenly meant we couldn't have standalone plenary session talks. We had to have panel discussions for every single topic. So it was really well received, and we're working to continue that one and broaden the invitation list for that. And then we just today had the inaugural Translational Science Symposium to celebrate the Synergy program. And it was touching to me personally that a former graduate student from Geisel, Joni Rudder, was there to be the keynote speaker. She got her PhD in pharmacology in 1999, and some of those who have been around a little while will remember Joni. She worked with Dr. Brinkerhoff in pharmacology. So just a lot going on, a lot to be proud of. Medical and healthcare advancement. We are experiencing a really good year this year in giving for the medical school. At the end of May, we are already ahead of goal, and I just had asked our office to provide us with some of these gifts that we've received this year. And you can see, I think what's really interesting and important is that these gifts are landing in lots of different areas of need in the school. So, for example, Dick Levy gave gave another gift to support the healthcare delivery incubator. Dr. Carlos Lee provided and created and established an endowment to support the MD and PhD program. We've had a bequest for medical student scholarship. We had a gift from Dorothy Byrne to support the Cancer Precision Prevention Fund. David Zamorowski provided a gift to help medical education, as well as the MD student research program. We had, and then at the bottom, $4 million so far to launch Dartmouth's Evergreen AI program, which is a mental health project that will support Dartmouth, and then an additional $1 million in support for the research activities in the Center for Technology and Behavioral Health. It's been a really good year. I know the year's not over, and June 30th is also a date that oftentimes we see things come in at the last month of our fiscal year. So I do want to credit Matt is here. I think I saw Matt Haig up there for his leadership, and the members. There are many members of his office that have helped in different ways for each one of these gifts. So I want to recognize them for that. And I think for me personally to have to exceed our goal for me personally in this particular year, right now, I think made me feel good. So thanks, Matt. I just want to take a moment to recognize Allison Ricker. She passed away just a few weeks ago, unexpectedly. And I would say for Allison, and very untimely, she was a member of our clinical education office for many years and was really frontline with most of the students when they were talking about and looking at their clerkships and clerkship opportunities. So we will dearly miss Allison. So keep her in your thoughts and minds, your hearts and minds. So that was a quick overview. Mostly I want to just thank all of you for everything you've done. We've accomplished a lot this year. I'll give you a few concluding remarks, and then I'll look forward to turning it over to the awards part of this, which I'm really excited about. What I did not do today is go through hard detail about the financial situation for the school. I've updated that at a town hall back in March, and I updated also the Dean's Academic Board about where we stand. But we're going to finish this fiscal year in good shape. We're still projecting a modest surplus to end the year, which is good. I think it's good to hand off to a new dean in that situation. So I think the financial picture for this fiscal year and our projection for that looks really, really strong. So I didn't feel a need to go through a wall of numbers with you today, so because I think we're going to finish well. Okay, so one last thing for me, and then I'm going to turn it over for our award ceremony. As you all know, this will be my final State of the School. I started this in 2015, so this is my 10th one, going out on a round number, I guess. Serving as dean has been a complete honor for me. Been really, hang on, gotta get some water. Really grateful for this opportunity. This was sort of not something that was ever in my career path, and I think my career path could be described as nonlinear, honestly, because of this. But nonlinear for me in a way that has been extremely rewarding. And the thing that is interesting for me is that serving in this role gave me a vantage point into everything that we were doing in the school in a way that I think this is true for each dean at each of the schools, but you get to see what's going on, both for individuals and for teams and for departments and our centers and institutes. You get to see the impact of that. And this school achieves so much, way above our scale and way above our size. And there's a common sports analogy that's used, but I don't want to use that because I don't kind of like that. But we just overachieve based on our size and scale, based on our peers. And it's remarkable to me. And this is true like in our education programs. I mean, I was talking to Simon just a while ago, like one of our graduates. We recruit amazing students, and our education programs do an outstanding job of training people, both for medical practice in science as researchers and in health sciences, so for public health and for data science. It's incredible how well prepared these students are. In our research program, we just knock it out of the park. We compare, if in a per capita basis, we stand right next to every other school and any other school out there. We're just smaller than those schools. So it's incredible what we're doing. And that's both individual research programs and team-based programs. And then, the patient care, this is a gem. DH sitting in this rural community and the kind of care that we get here is incredible. And our physicians and our clinicians, all the clinicians, they do an amazing job. I can speak from personal experience how much I've benefited from that. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because I have witnessed. I've been completing 11 years, and in that time, I have had a vantage point where I can witness how this community excels in what they do and how they come together when there are challenges to get through those challenges. And I went back and I looked in one of the town halls I did in 2014 after I was put in interim. This was like deer in the headlights look at that point, friends. But I went back and looked at the talking points from that, and I remember I ended one of those town halls and I just said, we have pulled together to overcome challenges in the past, and we can overcome this challenge that we're facing now. And that was what I shared in 2014. The challenge at that particular time was a financial one internal to the school. But we have overcome challenges in all different forms. Those that have come to us externally, COVID, for example, or those that have come to us internally, finances, for example. I know that I have personally asked at times for our community to make sacrifices to overcome challenges, and you've done it. You've come every time. So, perhaps our next challenge is going to be an external one with what I just talked about in terms of the federal government. But the reason I'm sharing this is because I am incredibly excited and for the next dean to come into this community. That they are walking into an incredible role with an incredible group of people. That person's going to be really lucky. I'll just say that. They're going to be a lucky person to come in and be able to work with you. And so I'll just conclude by basically thanking each one of you for what you've done. Each one of you has done something to help this school and improve this school. And so I'm just here in gratitude, and I want to thank you for that. And so Sue is on the edge of her seat, so I'm going to turn it over to Sue. Sue is now going to present our Faculty Research Awards. Sue.
Wow, that's a tough act to follow, Jane. I wish I wasn't coming next. All right. Biomedical research is our lifeblood here, and it's the reason I came to Dartmouth 18 months ago. So it's been such a joy, I would say, to see the creativity and the integrity and the determination that our faculty have had in, pushing ahead. And, from my personal experience, I will say every research project is hard. I get to the end of a project and say, that was a terrible study. Am I really going to do another one of those again? And then you pick yourself up and you do another one and you make another thing. So we have really tough faculty here who keep picking themselves up and they keep producing, and it's just so impressive. But none of our faculty can achieve anything without living in a really great community. So before we get to the awards, I want to personally thank the 52 people, many of you in this audience, who took your time to nominate other people in the community. 52 people nominated people. We have amazing nominees who it was truly difficult to distinguish, and we had a committee who looked at every single one of those 52 to make the hard decisions. So thank you very much to the whole community for pulling together and making this work. Our first award is for Ben Ross. Dr. Ben Ross, he is the Research Excellence Award for Junior Faculty in Foundational Sciences. Ben is Assistant Professor of Microbiology and Immunology. He's also an Assistant Professor of Orthopedics, and his research investigates the biology of the gut microbiota and how to create a healthy microbiome when an unhealthy one exists. There's a ton of good, important research to do there, and Ben, we look forward to great things coming out of your program. The committee was unable to choose a single nominee for their senior foundational research award. We just couldn't do it. So we ended up making two recommendations this year. The first one is for Claudia Jakubczyk. Did I have it right? Thank you. Professor of Microbiology and Immunology. She studies the biology of mononuclear macrophages. When I looked her up, and I have to say, I'm still coming to terms with every sort of individual faculty, I found that she has some papers with over 1,000 citations. And that really speaks to the impact of Geisel, that we have scientists whose work is quoted so highly by other people. So, Claudia, congratulations. And now we have James O'Malley. He is our second Research Excellence Award for Senior Faculty of Foundational Sciences. He is a professor in TDI and also a professor of biomedical data science. He's a very unusual statistician in that he doesn't just do amazing statistics with numbers that you come up with in biological experiments. He actually creates new statistical methods. I'm trying to lure him into some other projects to do that as well right now. But it's a very rare statistician who does that. We're very lucky to have you here, James. Our next nominee could not be here today. This is for the Research Excellence Award for Junior Faculty in Clinical Science, Matthew Leboeuf, Assistant Professor of Dermatology, whose research focuses on ways to improve Mohs surgery to improve patient outcomes. Having a husband who just went through multiple Mohs surgery, I'm personally very appreciative of his area. And now we have the Research Excellence Award for Senior Faculty in the Clinical Sciences. This is Eric Henderson. Eric is Associate Professor of Orthopedics. He's the Medical Director of the Sarcoma Oncology Program at DH, and he has an active research program working to improve surgical methods generally and in cancer in particular. Okay, so now we have, I don't know what we call you, Katie. We call you an orphan of some sense, because Katie is not a primary Geisel faculty, but she's doing amazing things in the biomedical research space with her base in Thayer. So we created a different award for you, Katie, the Special Recognition in Foundational Sciences Award. Her area is tissue bioengineering, especially to support craniofacial healing. We expect great things from you. And, as I said before, the research does not happen in a vacuum. The research scientists and the support staff who also work with our, tenured and tenure-track faculty are crucial to the success of our mission. And our Research Excellent Award for scientific staff member is Arke van Ketters. Arke works in TDI to design and test health learning systems that aim to improve clinical care with effective evidence-based partnerships between patients and clinicians. There's enormous growth in it. It's such an important area. Okay, our Outstanding Citizen Award for Geisel faculty is Mike Whitfield. Mike is the chair and professor of biomedical data science, professor of molecular systems biology, professor of medicine. He's actually a multi-purpose awardee, because we could have given him a foundational senior award as well. But he won this one because we were lured by some of his nominees, nominators, I beg your pardon, who described him as, and I'm quoting here, a Dartmouth treasure. His colleagues actually call him a Dartmouth treasure, which I think is really nice. And they described him also like being a conductor in an orchestra to bring people together in complete harmony for different projects. Mike, you're a great example to us all. Thank you. And now we have our Outstanding Citizen Award for Geisel staff, Amy Orr. Amy is the lab manager for biochemistry and cell biology. She's been called by one of her nominators as the best research assistant that our nominator has worked with in 30 years, which is quite something. And that's because of her combination of technical know-how, theoretical knowledge, congeniality, and willingness to share, which is off the charts. Thank you very much. another round of congratulations for all of them because they're amazing. And I'm handing over to Jennifer for the next round.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jennifer Rickards, and I'm the Director of Operations and Strategic Initiatives for the Dartmouth Institute for Health Policy and Clinical Practice. A couple of years ago, the Dean's Office was looking for volunteers to get involved with the Geisel strategic plan, and I thought, well, that might be interesting. So I raised my hand and offered to help, and suddenly I was the co-champion for Goal 1, promoting Geisel's values to enhance our sense of community. So it was a terrific turn of events because these are values that I care about deeply: integrity, inclusion, innovation, community, and excellence. So one of the key outcomes of our committee's work was the establishment of the Geisel Leading Forward Awards, a program designed to recognize employees who exemplify these values through their work and outstanding contributions to our school and beyond. So before announcing the award winners, I want to thank the individuals who came together to review the nominations and make these very difficult decisions. The committee included Ilana Cass, Megan Holtoff, Margaret Hunton, Lisa Marsh, Bill Nelson, and Nick Ryan. We received 22 exceptional nominations across 14 departments, and all of the nominees are listed in your program, so I hope you'll join me in recognizing all of them. The heartfelt nominations really highlighted the breadth of individual contributions and commitment to our school. So congratulations to all the nominees. So on behalf of the committee, I'm pleased to introduce the 5 individuals who are our 2025 Leading Forward Award winners. And the first award goes to Dr. Charles Barlow, Professor and Chair of Biochemistry and Cell Biology. According to the nominations, Charlie is a fantastic chair, and that is a quote. He's an exceptional colleague, mentor, scientist, and leader. He has served as chair of biochemistry and cell biology for 17 years, as you heard. And he's always gracious, transparent, thoughtful, and inclusive in his approach. He cares deeply about others, about equity and fairness, and about a positive and supportive culture. He's highly respected by staff, students, and faculty alike, and is frequently sought for leadership and advisory roles. So it seems fitting to recognize Charlie as he steps down from his long and productive role as chair. Next, I would like to recognize Stephen McAllister, Geisel's Director of Information Technology and Computing. Steve has been an integral member of the Geisel community for many years. He and his team provide the backbone of technical services without which Geisel could not function. He has developed processes and technical tools that are essential to our school's success, as well as an exceptionally talented team. Steve is one of those unsung heroes whose steady behind-the-scenes presence allows all of us to do what we do. He's known for excellent communication, inclusion, and readiness to think through creative solutions to problems. I have personally benefited from that, inclination. I've also learned that Steve has a bachelor's degree and 2 master's degrees from Dartmouth for further evidence of his dedication to this institution. So, congratulations, Steve. Next, I'm pleased to recognize Dr. Donald Miller from the Department of Surgery. In summer 2024, Dartmouth graduated its first ever ophthalmology residency class, and it was led by Dr. Miller. This was the first new ophthalmology residency program in the US in over 10 years. Dr. Miller dedicated thousands of hours outside of his already robust ophthalmology practice to build this new residency program. Once it was up and running, he served as the first program director for 4 years, recruiting and ushering through our first 4 residency classes. He was awarded the inaugural Teacher of the Year in ophthalmology by our residents. So please join me in recognizing Dr. Miller. Our next Leading Forward Award winner is Susan Shaker, Director of Pre-Clerkship Curriculum for the MD program. According to her nominators, Susan demonstrates all of Geisel's values on a daily basis. She's honest, trustworthy, accountable, and consistently produces high-quality work. Susan treats everyone she encounters with respect and collegiality, setting an example that is easily reciprocated and brings out the best in people. She encourages her colleagues to consider everyone's needs. One of Susan's greatest strengths is her ability to propose innovative solutions to problems. If she sees something that isn't working well, she takes the initiative to problem solve and create a solution that works for all stakeholders. In everything she does at Geisel, Susan always prioritizes the needs of our students, and she is particularly supportive of staff development and advancement, and rarely takes credit for her own accomplishments. Congratulations. She has a few fans out there, I see. Last but not least, I'm pleased to recognize Christian Spalding, Manager of Research Administration at the Dartmouth Institute for Health Policy and Clinical Practice, a key member of my own operations team. But I did not rig the system, I promise. I want to share with you some excerpts from the multiple nominations we received on his behalf. In addition to expertise in finance and research administration, Christian brings to his work a deep interest in health policy and a voracious appetite for knowledge that drives continual learning about U.S. national and state health policy. He's taken a particular interest in TDI's newest faculty and has worked tirelessly with them to provide not just research administration support, but coaching on funding opportunities, grantsmanship, and key aspects of research strategy. He has been called a hero more than once. Christian also leads a team of terrific research administrators who also embody his patient, thoughtful, and inclusive approach, contributing to a positive and productive research culture at TDI. Congratulations. Congratulations to all the award winners. It's really great to see such incredible people and work recognized. So now I will turn the microphone over to Nick Ryan to close out our program. Thanks, everyone.
So thank you all for coming to the 2025 State of the School presentation by Dean Compton. As he mentioned, it's his 10th and last State of the School. And I know that we're going to have more opportunities to celebrate you, Dwayne, before we leave, but I don't think my colleagues would allow me to end this without one raucous round of applause for you. In recognition of your leadership.